Hi there, good evening. This is the Finance Committee. It's Tuesday, October 14th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America and to the republic
which it
stands one nation
under God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty for all.
and justice for all. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, this meeting is being recorded. On March 28th, 2025, Governor Healy signed into law a bill which extends the temporary provisions pertaining to the open meeting law to June 30th, 2027. Specifically, this further extension allows the public bodies to continue holding meetings remotely without a quorum of public body physically present at a meeting location, and to provide adequate alternative access to remote meetings. The language does not make any substantive changes to the open meeting law other than extending the expiration date of the temporary provisions regarding remote meetings from March 31st, 2025 to June 30th, 2027. All right. Well, hello, everyone. So tonight, I need to do just announce who's here, who's present. So we have Hugh Morton is with us tonight, Duncan Law, Cindy Brown, Zach LeBrew, and myself, Karen Rouse. Not present at the meeting are Nancy Stanton-Cross, Gary Carrero, and Al Lees. And I have not yet heard from Christopher. I'm not sure if he has joined us. Let me just check. Nope. So I've not heard from Christopher Thrasher, but at this time, he's not at the meeting at this time. So we can start the meeting. Well, hello everyone. Nice to see you. It's been a nice summer fall break. So here we go again. We'll be seeing each other a lot more as we come up. So hope everyone's doing well. All right. So the first item on the agenda tonight is the Council on Aging has made a request for reserve funds in the amount of $5,743.42 for some repair vehicle and maintenance that was unanticipated. And I'm not sure, I don't see Nicole here, but and Cindy, I don't know, with your being the liaison to the council, if you have any additional information other than what's on the reserve.
Bev and I keep missing each other. I tried to reach her over the last couple of weeks. This is a van that they rely on all the time, and it escapes me right off the top of my head what the major problem was. Do you have a copy of the transfer request?
I do. I can go into the drive. I can grab that.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Yep. I'll read everything that it says. So just
okay.
Give me a second.
Lindy, while Karen's looking for that, I know there are several vans. Is this one in particular? And my question is, and Karen's digging it out, I expect, since there are several, why can't one take the place of another, at least on a short-term basis? But I guess Karen's going to give us the background information.
Yeah. Just FYI. Oh, Nicole's with us now too, Karen.
Oh, perfect.
They had also submitted a second request for a repair that needed to be done at the Council on Aging building for a grease trap repair, and I was pretty surprised when I saw how much it was, and then I did a little bit of digging about it. The initial request was for $10,000, and I thought, my goodness, a grease trap repair, does it really cost that much? And I guess depending on the issue involved, to make a long story short, she was able to get a grant for that, and that's been fully covered by other sources. If nothing else, Beverly Bish is one of the most resourceful people that I've ever met. I mean, she always manages to find other ways to get financing for projects that she knows that we may have a hard time doing. But Nicole has her hand up. Maybe she has some additional information.
Yeah, and just to further, so that was an initial request, but it was rescinded before I posted the meeting, so I didn't post that because that had already been taken care of. But it does deserve a nice shout out that with the attempt and managed to get a grant. So that's great. Go ahead, Nicole. Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Can't see
Okay.
you, but we can hear you.
Well, I'm on my phone. That's why. She actually got insurance money. She put it through the insurance company,
Oh, that's
and
what
the
it was.
insurance is going to pay for it. But she did pay the bill, so her budget's negative. But the other repair for the van, she does not have the money for, and she has not found any funding for it yet. So that's why the other reserve fund transfer still needs to be done.
Oh, we're losing you, Nicole. Karen, were you able to find the request? I can't get into the drive right now.
I do have it. Let's see. It says, so the amount of the request is, as I mentioned, the $5,700. And it says to be used for, be specific. It says lift system, bumper lights, mirror use, rear spring for inspection, 2 invoices, which he has attached. And then asked to describe, so in order to use the reserve, it needs to either be extraordinary and or unforeseen. Those are the conditions of the finance committee being able to approve a reserve. And so the response is that the van inspections have passed up to this point and never had any issues. We need to keep the van on the road until we receive a new van in June 2026.
Okay, so this is a more one of the more specialized vans. Some of the vans that they use, just have regular steps. This is one that has the lift on it. So if that's been out of commission, like I said, she and I keep trading phone calls, and I never know when she's in the office at, excuse me, at the center. I'm sure she has money in her current budget, but it's not for that. I mean, could it wait until, I'd like to think that she had the repair done pending this, and then if she ran out of money at the end of the year, but maybe she did not. So, because I know that she doesn't like to spend money that she doesn't have. So if she didn't have the funding for it, I'm not sure that the repair has been done. I'm inclined to approve it. I mean, I'm sure that she could get it through her budget until maybe, April or so of this year, and then she might run out of funds, or February or March, she might run out of funds heading towards the end of the year. But I don't think that she likes to backpedal and explain later in the year, well, I had these repairs early in the year and, now I ran out of money. She ran out of money for this reason, and she wants to get it covered now. Yeah.
I'm not against the idea, but I think with that background, we can get more details and deal with it at our next meeting. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fine. Nicole, do you know if she has had the repair done?
I do not.
Okay. So you haven't seen a bill. This was a quote for the work to be done. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll try again to reach her. She's very elusive because she spends so much time running around at meetings. She doesn't keep regular office hours, so it's hard for me to always catch her. But I will try to catch her.
Is there any reason why we're deferring this? I mean, why don't we just approve it? I don't get it.
Well, we don't know exactly what's going on. I don't like to approve things without knowing the details.
It's $5,000. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but we got a $50,000 reserve, I think, and every dollar counts. So
What do we have, 100,000, Karen?
maybe we
We
do
have-
now,
think so.
it was 50 for a long time.
Yeah, right.
To me, the only question, and I agree with your sentiment, Duncan, it's, if I were to, if I knew that this van was needed and people were not being transported because of it, that would be a very, very different situation. And without knowing the urgency, I mean, and it could be urgent, I don't know, but it is early in the season to start using the reserve in one sense. So if they have repair dollars, they can go ahead and repair that van with the dollars that they have in their budget, and then this can then come later and supplement it.
Well, I
That's
think.
fine, that's fine. I think
Yeah.
we're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
talking.
Right, I mean,
Well,
I,
but
in her-
remember, yeah, we don't want people to think that this is a supplement to the budget if they need some money. Yeah, I'm on the same page with Karen. If it were an emergency to get it going and there's no other source, it's different. But if there are funds that will be available on a temporary basis, subject to being put back in again at some point, I don't see the urgency. That's basically, and if I did, I would agree.
I think, and you know, she's not here to defend it, and I'm not saying defend herself, but
Yeah.
I think that she just wants at least to be on record that she's requested
Mhm.
this money. If she runs out of money come, like I said, March or April, and she needs to come to us and it's like, well, I had this bill back in September. You know, we chastised the beach committee because they showed up late with the request, even though they knew they needed the money back in October, and they didn't request it until, you know, April or May. And it's like, well, why didn't you request it then? She's requesting it now because she knows she doesn't have $5,700 extra in her budget to be able to pay for that.
And,
So
yeah,
I'll make sure that she gets the repairs done. If she runs short $5,700 at the end of the year, I hope we don't spend 10 seconds on this again.
I would agree.
yeah, I'm with you. I just
Okay.
we want people to be austere.
Absolutely.
And so we
I
need
get
to
it.
scrounge it out of somewhere. Then if you can't, then we got to deal with it as an emergency. But we don't want to know. It's brand new. So
Yeah. Okay.
we need to, I think, to develop the scenario. And if it is something that is too short, I'm not against the idea. It's a matter of the timing and if there are other funds that can be scrounged, even short term. Later on, it turns out there seemed to be some extra money in one account. We get later in the year, it isn't there anymore. Okay.
I'll make sure that she gets that message.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, thanks, everyone. So we're gonna, do we need to vote that we're
Deferring? I don't think so.
Deferring? No, okay. All right, great.
It's
Thank you.
part of the minutes. That it's
All right,
being
perfect.
deferred.
Okay. All right, so item number 2 on the agenda is to wrap up our committee and department liaisons. So for committee purposes, we had done most of that at our earlier meeting. There was one committee that Cindy had, the audit committee, that we didn't reappoint because Cindy had suggested a possibility that Nancy Stanton Cross, our newest member, could have the opportunity to be on a committee, and that would be one that Cindy would be willing to roll off on. So Nancy's not here again, but we did email, and she would be fine joining the audit committee if that is the place that is available for her. Cindy, are you okay rolling off the?
Yes, but we have one meeting scheduled in October. And October 27th, and which is just a couple of weeks from now. My appointment goes through the June of 2026. So I will attend this next meeting and announce to the committee that I will be rolling off. And now Nancy's term, her initial term will only go through June of 2026.
Okay.
The way the select board set up the terms, they are 3-year rolling terms.
Right.
We can interchange them, but they're not going to change the term dates,
Mhm.
just so you know.
So she would take over the remainder of the finance committee seat term, which is your holding. So
Correct.
through 2026.
or I can just finish out the term and we can reappoint someone who would have a term of 3 years. It doesn't matter to me. I'm happy to step aside. Karen, you and I both know we started that committee some time ago. I've been on it probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. So I'm more than happy to move on from that, but I will attend the next meeting.
Okay. Well, we can always ask the select board to make the appointment after November 1st. So this
Yes.
way you can attend, and just in case things are late in their process, we don't want to have nobody on
Right. Yep.
Okay. So that would be, we'll ask the select board to appoint Nancy Stanton Cross effective November 1st. And that would be through the expiring term of the current finance committee, which is through June 2026.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's our official info. All right. So then the other items were our department liaisons. So I think everybody had assignments, and I hadn't heard anybody expressing a desire to take new things or swap things. So my suggestion would be the easiest thing to, we had several departments which were previously held by Michelle Orlando, a previous member. And then those could roll right into Nancy taking those over. This way we don't have to do a lot of geography and moving things around. And Nancy said she would be acceptable to any committee that we felt. Nancy also did offer to be a liaison to the school committee if that is what we wanted to do, but I know Duncan is currently the liaison. And unless Duncan, you would want
No,
to give
I
up that.
definitely, again, I'm in the school 2 days a week. I think I should stay on with that.
Okay, great. And I think, in my opinion, I think it'd be great for Nancy, who was a former school committee member years ago and probably understands the budget very, very well. It's a good opportunity for Nancy to learn other departments that the finance committee is responsible for. So I think that's a good fit. So, and she was fine with whatever. So, so then we don't need to vote on it, but so Nancy would take there's a schedule in our Google Drive. So Nancy would take over the Veterans Grave, Veteran Services, Recreation, Library, Town Beach, Town Clerk, and Election and Registrar. Everyone okay with their assignments? Anything else we'd want to shift around, or are we all good with what we have?
Good.
All right. All right, we will move on. All right, so the next item on the agenda is the budget fiscal 27 timeline, the review of the town administrator timeline and our own schedule. So Jim has always done a terrific job and put together a timeline, and all of this is in the Google Drive. I can share it if, let me see. All right, can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So every year Jim puts together this timeline for the whole board for the budget and warrant articles right up to town meeting. So Jim is still technically a consultant now, right? He resigned as the town administrator as of, I think, September 30th, but now is on a consultant basis. So he's still with the town until the committee, until the select board hires the new town administrator. So Jim feels he's helping the town continuing this process while so we're not so we can continue. So Jim is, as per schedule, December 15th is the timetable that the town administrator would present its first draft of the budget to the select board. So Jim should be, right as we're speaking, meeting with the departments and working on budgets now. So December 15th would be the roll up. And then November 20th, February 20th, that's the town bylaw that the select board would need to submit its version of the budget to the finance committee. I would think by then we'd probably have a different town administrator by then. So, but that is our schedule. And then our annual town meeting is May 5th, 2026. So that's, Jim has always done a fantastic job going right along and adhering to this calendar. So I would hope that as Jim transitions to the next town administrator, we'd be able to stay in sync, similar to this. So with that, I'll share, well, I don't need to share it, but our own finance committee meeting, what we've done in the past is had one meeting in December to get through some of the earlier or smaller budgets that we can. And then we kick it into gear in January and have 4 meetings in a row and get through most of the budgets. And so let me put that, I can put that up. 1 second. Let me share that screen. Can you see that one now?
Yes.
All right, so that might be a little small, but okay. So our next meeting, our next scheduled meeting would be the second Tuesday in November, but that's a holiday, so let's skip over that one for now. So then our next meeting in December would be December 9th, and so we could do some budgets there. And then in January, we'd have January 6th, January 11th, January 20th, and January 27th, and our focus would be on the budgets. And then as we've done in the past, we've skipped a week just to make, in case something else happens with the schedule. And then on February 10th is usually, it's the last date before the select board needs to submit their budget to us. So we can get through the school budget on the 10th. We need to confirm that with the school committee to make sure that date works for them. So this is very similar to what we've done every year. So I just want to make sure that those dates work for everyone and everyone's good with that. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
just want to chime in, Karen, on that. And the December one, I have the South Coast annual meeting, so I would not be available.
On the December 9th one?
Correct.
Okay. Is everyone else good with the schedule as we have?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna have a problem with February 10th.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I hadn't gotten that far ahead. I was just looking through this.
I just know I'm gonna be away, so we'll have to figure that out. But hopefully
Right.
we'll be done. So
Right.
You never know.
you won't need my input at that point.
Right. That's true. So, okay. Well, we'll check with the school to see if the 10th is fine. If they're able to do the 3rd, we can try to change it to February 3rd to kind of get it a little earlier. I would be reluctant to move to the 17th because the select board needs to approve their final budget by the 20th. So we should all have had a chance to review the school's budget before the select
Yeah.
board is,
Absolutely.
sending it over. So, okay. All right, great. So I'm going to unshare this. And so what I've done in the past, and I can do again, is I sent all the department heads a Google Calendar with the dates and let them pick the dates that work best for their schedule, and then I can help build that schedule. So I can send that out next week to get it all scheduled up. Okay, anything on that? Nope, good. Okay. Next item is committee and liaison updates. Does anyone have any committee updates to share?
Well, let's see. So even though Christopher is the chair, I believe I am the finance committee rep for the long-term building committee. I was notified, I shouldn't say that notified. I was told today by a third party that there is a meeting of the long-term building committee on Thursday of this week. But to my knowledge, no members have been told of such meeting, myself included, nor one other member. Two other members had no knowledge of a meeting on Thursday. It was posted this afternoon because the long-term building committee evidently has been asked to go before the select board on Monday. Also, not to my knowledge, firsthand from my committee chair, but through a different party. I was told that's why we have to have a meeting on Thursday, because we've been asked to go before the select board. So that's my update. That's it. I don't know what the meeting is for. I don't know what the agenda of the meeting is. We have not met since sometime in early August, I believe, just prior to the last time the select board was updated with such. So, and in all fairness to the committee, we delivered the report to the select board. So we're a little bit back to this game of, is it a long-term building committee issue or is it a select board issue? The select board controls where this is going. The long-term building committee does not. However, the chairman at that last meeting indicated he wanted to control how the course of events took place. And I think that's why it's been sitting there doing nothing for the last 6 weeks. So anyway, that's my update. I don't really have one other than there's a meeting, 2 meetings coming up, but I know nothing about why they're there. And there is an audit committee meeting coming up, just getting ready for making sure all of the items are ready for the audit that will take place in the coming weeks.
Okay, well, and just to reiterate, so when our committee, when the finance committee had met and reviewed the report by the consultants, we had all hadn't talked about it in any detail, but had suggested that we have a joint meeting with the select board so we can discuss it. I did reach out to the select board at that time, and they were absolutely in favor of having a joint meeting, but we just didn't know at what point when it should be. And so I think we've been in a little bit of a stall pattern for the last 6 or 8 weeks. So maybe there'll be a little resolution after this said meeting happens this week.
Hopefully, the next meeting I'll have something to report.
Right. And then if the committee is then going in front of the select board, then we may have something more than we know what direction we're going, and then we can try to arrange another meeting, a meeting that we can then talk about it.
Yeah, I've been involved with the infrastructure oversight committee, and we've had a couple of meetings this summer. It's all grant based, so there's no impact on the town budget. We're figuring out where which loops they're going to do off of Route 6. There's a consultant involved that's driving the process. It seems pretty highly organized. One of the things we're looking at is making sure that we get the McCumber School and the fire department covered, so that particularly for the kids, make sure that the water's better than what they typically are getting. But anyway, so I continue to be involved with that group of people.
Great, thanks, Duncan. The only committee that I serve on is the new high school building committee, as they haven't closed out the final spending and haven't closed it out. I unfortunately inadvertently was not invited to the last meeting, and I read about in the newspaper that there was a meeting. So I don't really,
Join the club.
I don't have anything to report on that, but I will see if I can get back on there emails so I know when there is a meeting, but I think they're trying to, I read the newspaper article, that's all I can share, was they're trying to finish up spending. Go ahead, Hugh.
Yeah, I suppose I should report. The CPC at this point is waiting for requests. We have a meeting, we've had a couple of meetings, but nothing's come down the pike yet. So the next meeting is, I think, in December, and we'll see what there is to talk about. And as far as the police are concerned, they're well aware of the budgeting sequence. First time it's now is second year, so it's not as if they didn't have a problem last year, but they haven't gone through the cycle. Makes it easier, I think, the next time, and they're well aware of it.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Anything for you, Zach? Any exciting committee meetings?
No, I'm actually, the conservation committee meeting is going on right now. It started at 7. I was sworn into the other ones, but I haven't had any meetings scheduled for those yet.
Okay,
So
great. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks everyone for the updates. It's always helpful. All right. So the next item on the agenda is the August 12th, 2025 minutes. If everyone's had a chance to review them, and if someone wants to make a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion on those minutes? No discussion, so I'll do a roll call. Hugh?
Hugh Morton, aye.
Thank you. Duncan?
Duncan Law, aye.
Cindy?
Cindy Brown, aye.
Zach?
Zach LeBrew, aye.
Thank you. And Karen Rouse, aye. Thank you. All right. So.
By the way, I just want to say one thing.
yeah.
Duncan, it's so great to hear your voice. I just
I know.
realized that we can hear you tonight. It's no more thumbs up, thumbs down.
You know, as somebody that spent 40 years in technology, the fact that I couldn't make my microphone work is really embarrassing.
Oh, well, then I hope you weren't insulted when I offered to do anything to help you. So you obviously didn't need my help.
No, but that just shamed me into fixing it.
Well, thanks. It is good to hear your voice. So great. All right. The next item is correspondence. I really don't have, I put a couple of things in the Google Drive and I didn't put it on the agenda to discuss, but Bristol Aggie had their annual budget and was finalized. And so it's there if somebody wants to see the Bristol Aggie budget. And then Nicole, the town accountant, sent to us the fiscal 25 budget turnbacks. So I figure it's in there. We can talk about that at a future meeting when we're really starting to talk about the budget. Might be a good time to discuss that a little more. So that's all I had for correspondence. And the next item was the meeting schedule and topics for next meeting. So again, if anybody has anything for the next meeting, just let me know. Back to that, the second Tuesday in November is a holiday. So would we want to move it to the first Tuesday or the third Tuesday?
Will we have any budgets by then? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
We can just wait and see if there are any items that need to be addressed prior to our December meeting.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to pick a tentative date, and then if we don't have anything, we can cancel, but this way we have something reserved?
Doesn't matter to me.
Same
For me.
day before works for me.
Okay. All right, so let's, okay, so either the meeting before, which is the
10th.
The 10th. 1 second. Am I on the wrong calendar here?
The 11th is the holiday. That's
Oh,
better.
so you're saying Monday the 10th, or would we go?
Yeah, we could go Wednesday, or we could go to the 17th,
Yeah,
or the 18th rather.
right, either the 4th or the 18th if we wanted to stick to Tuesdays, or we could certainly do the 10th, either one. Well,
I'll
want to
make-
just play it by ear?
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Okay, and since we're missing 4 committee members tonight anyway, so it'd probably be good to, I could send an email to see what schedule works for everybody. Okay. Okay, I don't have any topics that were not anticipated within 48 hours, and so I have nothing else on the agenda. Does anyone have anything else? If not, we can do a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
All right, I get a motion in a second. I don't think we need a deliberation discussion, so I will do a roll call. Hugh,
Hugh Morton, aye.
Duncan,
Duncan Law, aye.
Cindy,
Cindy Brown, aye.
Zach,
Zach LeBrew, aye.
and Karen Ross, aye. Good night, everyone.